This is an intellectual property case study. Concrete Canvas.
Hello, my name is Will Crawford. I'm a director and co-founder of Concrete Canvas, and I'm also one of the original inventors of the idea, which we came up with while studying at university.
Hello, my name is Gary Watkins. I'm head of marketing at Concrete Canvas. Part of my role is protecting our brand globally, supporting our international network of sales partners, and ensuring our products are promoted correctly through the marketplace.
My name is Peter Brewin. I'm one of the co-founders and a director at Concrete Canvas, and my role is to cover the operations, research and development, and legals, and that includes IP.
So the original idea for Concrete Canvas actually came from a concept to create inflatable concrete shelters for disaster relief. And to get that idea to work, we had to develop and invent a new type of material. It's a flexible fabric filled with a dry concrete powder with a waterproof membrane on one side. It comes on rolls. You unroll it, typically over a structure like a canal or a ditch, spray it with water, and then 24 hours later, the concrete has set hard into a fibre-reinforced concrete layer. Water scarcity is a huge problem globally at the moment. It's estimated that about a third of water transported in concrete canals is lost through leakage due to the cracked concrete lining. Our concrete canvas material can be used to line new and existing concrete infrastructure, such as canals and reservoirs, to rapidly provide a durable waterproof liner, providing up to 50 years of durable infrastructure. We were aware of the importance of intellectual property right from the get-go. We were very lucky to be at a university that supported intellectual property and recognised the importance of it, and they provided funding and support and put us in contact with IP lawyers that helped us file our first patent. I would say that IP, and particularly patent protection, has been absolutely essential, both in terms of preventing proliferation of copycat ideas, but also enforcement. So when those copycats do enter the market, our patents have given us tools to help to enforce that and prevent those copycats from proliferating. We've also been really keen to publicise those successes and maximise the deterrent effect of our intellectual property portfolio.
When counterfeit or inferior products enter the market, it can alter people's perception of the material class, and this could potentially be damaging for our products. We work closely with a strategic IP information company, or SIPI for short, and they help us to identify potential breaches to our patents and trademarks, and on our go-ahead, they act on them accordingly. Acting quickly helps us to reduce any potential confusion that could be caused with potential customers or others in the marketplace.
We see an increasing number of unscrupulous actors who are either engaging in patent infringement, are directly stealing our trademarks and engaging in passing off, are stealing our case studies and our literature, and again, engaging in passing off. And the problem with that is twofold. First of all, there's the obvious thing of people stealing your expensive R&D and work, but there's also the more subtle thing, which is actually the bigger problem, which is when people engage in passing off, it can damage a reputation that you spent 20 years building, and it can damage the reputation of the entire class of materials that we've invented. Taking action is extremely difficult, and it's extremely difficult particularly for small companies. So as you get to different scales, there are different levels of action you can afford both the time and the cost to take. The way you approach it has to be extremely strategic. So we have a very clear policy on this, that we take action against infringers, and infringers can be those manufacturers, it can be distributors, in some rare cases it can even be customers, but our decision is always strategic. So what does taking action mean? Well, it can range from takedowns. So we employ a company to do takedowns, and they will do maybe 100 takedowns every quarter, through to taking action for passing off, through to false advertising cases. And then at the most extreme end of the spectrum, you have patent cases that can, if they go all distance, can take a decade or more and cost hundreds of thousands or millions of pounds, depending on the jurisdiction. Embedding IP management and data operations in our business operations is complex and involves the whole organisation. So the first stage is intelligence gathering. We operate globally or across a large portion of the globe. So it's making sure that our sales partners, our business development managers, and even our customers are gathering intelligence on potential infringers. We have a strong track record of taking action against infringers, and our action is generally effective because we have built up strong processes around that. Normally in the first instance, we'll send a warning letter, but on other occasions, we'll have to take it to court, which sometimes will end in mediation and a settlement from them, but on occasion can go the full distance, even to courts a second or third instance.
My advice to any startup or SME company looking at intellectual property is three things. First of all, get advice, and there's some great webinars available from UK and Welsh government. We're a Welsh business based in Wales, and that will help to give you some of the starters and understand some of the key things around intellectual property. That will help you to do the second thing, which is to develop your intellectual property strategy. That's a plan. IP is very complex and can get very expensive very quickly. So it's important that you focus your costs and your resources in the area that are appropriate for your business. And then finally, stay flexible. You'll need to tweak that plan as time goes along in response to the threats and the market conditions.
This is a very complex question. Should SMEs protect their IP? I think Elon Musk said that a patent was a lottery ticket to a court case. And there's a reasonable amount of truth in that. The IP system as it exists, not necessarily in the UK, globally, is very, very challenging for SMEs. But why should you file a patent? Well, if you are successful, a patent is very useful in terms of protecting you from unscrupulous companies who will, as soon as possible, steal your ideas and your knowledge. And if you don't have intellectual property, it's very hard, particularly in your home market, to protect it. So where you've got something genuinely innovative, it can be a threat not just to the company, but to the whole technology's adoption.
Did you ever think all them years ago that when you were in university and you were coming up with this project, and you know what it's like, you have to sit around, you have to come up with an idea. Did you ever think all these years ago, tell you what, this might be my business?
You know, we're now 80 plus 90 people. So it's really turned from an idea that myself and Pete had at university into a business that's selling to over 100 countries around the world. And we've got a fantastic team. It's been an incredible journey.